For decades, Kenya's middle class was widely seen as the stable core of the economy, the group that kept households afloat and opportunities within reach. They are the people expected to pay taxes without complaint, to keep businesses running, to support extended families, and survive each economic adjustment quietly. However, as public debt grows and repayment takes priority, the pressure is no longer abstract. It has moved into homes, small businesses, and personal decisions. What happens when stability disappears not suddenly, but one policy, one tax, and one loss at a time?
My name is Jason Sakwa Khayo. I'm 30 years of age. I live in Umoja. Right now, I sell Mutumba clothing. I am a HR by profession, human resource manager.
Until recently, Jason considered himself firmly middle class. He had a business, he had partners, he had plans, he had built a life for himself. Like many young entrepreneurs, he did what the system encouraged. He took a risk, invested, and tried to build something of his own. What followed was not failure in the traditional sense, but exposure to how fragile the middle ground has become.
So basically, after uni, I jumped into shisha. Let's say I was selling shisha, yeah. Not let's say, I was selling shisha. So basically, I was selling shisha because it had a niche that hadn't been really picked up in Kenya at that time. So we started with like 3 pots, let's say, yeah. Each of us bought a pot. Could buy pot. Started out kwa nyumba tu. Had a few friends over. Tulikuwa like, your time ilikuwa like 300. Tulikuwa nafanya 300 because flavor was at 100. So we were like trying it out kwanza. We see how itaendelea. Within no time, we had like 10 pots. A few months later, pots zika on. Within the year, we were making good money. And we were paying our taxes. We were not skipping out on it, isikwe you're embezzling funds and anything. So make good money in a day, labda at 10,000. So it was good money.
It is now official that you risk finding yourself in trouble should you smoke, sell, or market shisha in Kenya.
The National Campaign Against Drug Abuse, NACADA, has embarked on a crackdown on shisha dens within Nairobi region.
Shisha is popular in entertainment joints across the country, whose business now faces uncertain prospects, including job losses.
Policy change is sometimes necessary, especially when public health is at stake. But when such change comes without transition or notice, it erases livelihoods. For small business owners like Jason, the issue was not only the decision itself, but how suddenly it landed and how unevenly its consequences were carried.
Right after that, I was looking for a HR job because tulikuwa nimesomea at that point. Looking for jobs in Kenya is hard. I couldn't find anything at that time that was like HR. After that, I went to work at a liquor store. So it was a good business at that time.
For small business owners, policy changes are only the beginning. What follows is enforcement, often inconsistent and frequently abusive. The same system that promises regulation and order has also created a space for extortion, harassment, and informal punishment. Small businesses become easy targets, too visible to ignore and too small to fight back.
There was a time at the liquor store, I was just chilling. Then 2 guys showed up, plain uniform, like air license. And on that week, it was on a Friday. On that week, we had actually gone to pay for that the license because ndo ilikuwa ina expire. We had actually paid hiyo wiki tu, we hadn't haikuwa imeletwa na ukanya wafaa kuleta, ndo alikuwa amechelewesha. So the cops come in, you're selling illicit things, you're selling. Nikamwambia our papers are in order, and if you want to see, there's this number nakupatia, the guy who was supposed to bring it. They're like, no, we don't want the number. We had like a gate pale nilikuwa nakaa ndani, so they're like, open this up. I'm like, I'm not opening. Wakaingiza mkono, they forcefully opened it, came in, picked me, threw me into the marehemu, wakanieka hapo, they're like, leo utajua. I'm like, ndajua nini? I'm telling you this is what is happening and you're not listening. Our papers are in order. It's been paid. The guy who's supposed to bring it, hajaleta. That is the only issue we have. The guy's like, no, call your boss. I'm like, okay, I'll call him. Call the guy. Guy comes in, he's like, yo, what need to happen? But they came in, picked me up, and they picked zile brands zenye zinajua zitaweza niumiza kwa biashara. Zile brands zenye are a bit high end. Hizo wakachukua kazikapia kwa box. Then carried plus hiyo. So when I'm leaving, they're like, and next time ujue kuongea. I'm like, I told you what I was supposed to tell you. I told you the truth. Our papers are in order. Kama mnataka hongo, mi siwapati hongo. I'm not doing it. Siko ubaya, but I don't abide to your laws. You're supposed to protect me, not scare me.
When pressure comes from every direction, adaptation stops being possible. Reports indicate that rising taxation and informal extraction do not eliminate businesses, they hollow them out.
So the liquor store ran for 2 years. But now, because of your shamra za kusumbuana na makarao na nini, it became NPA debts. The partner I had was actually giving out to his friends. I won't call them friends because people who actually come to your business and don't pay are not your friends. Those are people who are just using you. They use them in a way that shouldn't be. So the business fell apart because the debts that were there could have paid for a lot of things and could have kept the business going, but due to your supply and demand, not giving out the money that should be paying for the shop, the alcohol, the rent and everything else, the business fell apart.
For the middle class, falling is not always dramatic. Sometimes it means returning to a childhood bedroom or confronting a version of yourself you thought you had outgrown.
It took like 6 months before I came back because in my head I was like, what will people think of my parents think of me, because now I'm going back. What will my peers think of me? And it breaks you at some point. It breaks you. Rent became an issue at some point. Mentally it was devastating because waking up every single day like, natoa pido ndo niendelee kuishi hapa just for my peace of mind and everything. But then my mom was so understanding because she was like, I get things are happening. You can come back and just chill out and just think of it, and actually if you find something the better, but for now just come home. I actually became depressed to a point. I almost took my life at some point, and it took a toll on me, honestly.
Jason's story is part of a broader pattern that reports make impossible to ignore. As debt repayment expands and taxation intensifies, the middle class is asked to carry a burden it was never designed to bear. Businesses collapse, savings disappear, mental health deteriorates, and yet the system continues to rely on the same group to sustain it.
The more the government asks for, the more sindotnaumia, because the middle class pay more taxes than people who are earning more, which doesn't make sense to me in any way. Because if you're earning more, why not pay your taxes? Me, who's actually fighting for actually surviving, to actually pay my car loan, pay my rent, kununua food kwa nyumba, take care of, labda if I had kids, taking care of my kids, it's a bit hectic.